his bio was very normal, plain, genuine, and he was like really listing things out that he likes and dislikes, and there was a sense of humor. So I really liked that.
Yes, I did actually, because I am an introvert. I'm a very shy person. So my friend suggested that why don't you join these online dating apps, because in this case you won't have to meet a person, or you don't have the fear of screwing up. Yes, I joined dating apps with a high hope that yeah, I would find love online.
I have not been on dating apps as such, but then my first boyfriend was from Orkut.
Yeah.
So that was back in school. And yes, I think I always thought that online platforms give this opportunity to talk to people very freely, and that is how you get good conversation, and that gives the opportunity to finally fall in love. And I have always been a very high drama, high romance person.
Yeah.
So because of that, I always thought that online platforms give me that opportunity to talk and to explore and to know somebody. So yes, online platforms did have the potential
Right.
to find love.
So I had some very bad experiences, to be honest, when I started dating. Some people are unnecessarily rude. So I mean, it's not like you have to like everybody, but at least there's a basic courtesy you should have towards other human beings. So that's the first disadvantage. The other part is that here you don't know a person completely. So I have met a lot of people with very interesting profiles in a dating app, but very often when you meet them, they are not exactly what you felt they were like from their profiles. So that's another point. And one biggest problem that I faced was this abrupt stoppage of communication. Like basically that means is that you start talking to a person, and you feel that you're gelling well, you people are vibing, and then suddenly the next day the person has just vanished and they stop replying to your chats, to your I mean, everyone deserves a proper goodbye, right? So that's one of the biggest disadvantages I've faced while dating online. Yeah.
For me, mostly it has been that as a woman, a girl, dating online always comes with a bit of risk and security issues like that. So that is one challenge, obviously. And the second thing was that it's very tiring to have your like creep sensor on all the time, that which guy is going to turn out to be creepy or
Yeah,
whatever.
that happens quite often in these dating apps.
Huh.
I know.
So that is why that was a little tiring, that you're continuously like thinking about whether this guy is going to get creepy after a point or not. Other than that, I think mostly it's the population because most of them did not offer very good conversation. So like how I kept like asking questions and they're not replying. So that lack of conversation sort of did this thing, and they would hurry into meeting. Like you're talking first day, and by the end of the day they are like, let's meet. And I was not
Yeah, that
that.
was. I had a same. Like I also had a similar goal in mind when I started dating. That the conversations should be good. It's not just about hurrying about the meet or hurrying about seeing the other person, but also trying to understand the person I'm talking to.
Getting to
Yeah.
know each other.
Yeah, and conversations were very important for me, but apparently it's not that important for everyone. So yeah. Yeah, my dating bio I think was about so the first thing which was common with her was that I had written that I am an overthinker, which matched with her bio as well.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. Other than that, I had written about my hobbies. It was a pretty simple bio with I mean, I was trying to be honest with it, and there was no pickup line or anything that usually people put in their bios. I had something written about my hobbies, that I like traveling, I like reading, and that I'm a bit of a health conscious person. Yeah, and more or less that was it. Yeah.
So obviously, like I really like talking, and I'm like really into like speaking about deep things and all of that. So First, when I came on a dating app, which was much later than most of my friends and all, it was very fascinating that people were like liking each other just by seeing like 5 photos, and their bios used to be very small. So I wrote like a very lengthy bio, and I wrote about
A content writer to the core.
so I wrote like what I like, what I don't like, my hobbies, this, that, and it was a lot of that was very disclaimatory also, in the sense that I was continuously giving disclaimers about how I don't want somebody to hurry, and how I am an anxious person, so I should be treated that way. And obviously, I wrote about that I am an overthinker, which helped me find,
which matched. And the first thing I think we spoke about it, that you are an overthinker as well, and it was, and again, in hindsight, it looks kind of stupid. It sounds stupid, but yes, we kind of started vibing because both of us were overthinkers. Yeah.
Honestly speaking, I was not on the dating app for a very long time, but I had seen a couple of interesting profiles. What drew me to his profile was that here was this one person who was not trying to impress. Okay, he had a very normal, good-looking, good boy photo of on the app. His bio was very normal, plain, genuine, and he was like really listing things out that he likes and dislikes, and there was a sense of humor. So I really liked that. The fact that he was not putting an effort to impress, and there were no witty lines, or there was no I'm going to bowl you over sort of things, that really impressed me.
Yeah, so for me, I think I would mention this, that the first thing that really struck me was the fact that this was a very polite. So when we started speaking for the first time on a dating app, she was extremely polite, which is according to my experience, it's a bit rare to find. And impoliteness does not always mean that someone is being directly rude, but someone who isn't giving time for a conversation to happen, someone who is very abrupt, or someone who is also like
sassy.
Yeah, I mean, too sassy, more sassy than sassier than required, right? Those kinds of things I was quite wary about. So this was not that. Like we had a very good human to human connect. Like we spoke like adults. We greeted each other. We started conversing on topics that were of common interests, and that's what made the conversation so it was very different from the other conversations I had on the dating app. So that was the first thing that drew me to her. And the second thing was, of course, she had a very interesting profile. I mean, not just what she had written about herself, but also the profile picture. So I still remember she was holding a camera in, I don't remember where it was,
Thailand.
In Thailand. Okay, so she had a DSLR camera, and she had turned her back towards the camera in which the picture was taken, and she had a DSLR camera pointed at the valley that she was shooting. So this was the first time I was looking at a person who had her back turned towards the camera, but still it was such an interesting photo that I really liked that about her profile. And of course the content that she had written with, of course she's a content writer at heart, so of course I can always say that that's much more she had a much more interesting profile than me. So yeah, these are the 2 points that initially drew me towards her, and then slowly the conversation started happening, which is when we gave it a go. Yeah.